It is Tuesday, and it is time for another edition of the Cars We Drive. Today, we are talking about a value.
The first thing George Melee noticed about this Volkswagen he's reviewing today is its affordability. But George, you also had a little bit of fun with this car. You can't deny that.
Lauren, I had a blast driving the Volkswagen Taos. The Taos is a tight little SUV. Despite the fact that I'm about 6'4", I like mid-sized vehicles better than monster vehicles. The Taos is actually pretty roomy, handles like a far more expensive member of the Volkswagen family, but it is truly a value performer. The Volkswagen Taos is a compact, affordable SUV. The car sells well in the United States, perhaps because it is so in tune with the American sense of manifest destiny that has made trucks and SUVs the new world standard in personal and family mobility. The Taos only has a 174 horsepower engine, but automotive journalist George Polgar points out the Taos is a full-on blast to drive.
But it's worth noting that this car only weighs about 3,000 pounds, so it's a real flyweight. So with a 174 horsepower engine, which is, pretty small by today's standards, you're getting a lot of performance out of this.
Rick Ferraro was impressed when I pulled the blue Taos into his Auten Road garage, but Rick says although Volkswagens are dependable and durable, simple repairs can sometimes be challenging.
They're somewhat complicated, somewhat more expensive than normal cars, but not overly so. Like compared to maybe a Mercedes or a BMW, I would say those are very complicated, and the Volkswagen is kind of in between.
Make no mistake about it, though, Rick's team can do any Taos repairs. They just might take longer than they would on a Chevy Equinox. But let's get back to the fun-to-drive aspect of this SUV. George has a recommendation.
You have an option in the various trim levels of getting either a front-wheel drive or an all-wheel drive. Now, I'm going to recommend the all-wheel drive because that really gives you a lot more confidence on the road, and then you get to have more fun with the car.
The front-wheel drive model George mentioned starts at $25,495. The all-wheel drive Taos starts at an affordable $27,195. Now, for the record, I stole that line about manifest destiny from George Polgar, but it is the perfect way to describe what is appealing about the Volkswagen Taos.
Yeah, of course, with that price tag, too, that stands out when you're talking about a car that looks nice, too, and is functional, right?
Yeah, the price tag was really mind-blowing for me.
How's it for gas?
Oh, gas. I'm glad you asked about it. I'm a geek about gas mileage. So I think around town I was getting about 25 miles to the gallon.
Okay.
It's rated at 32 on the highway, but when I took it down to Carmel, offending the people behind me, I was getting probably 36 miles to the gallon. So it's cool that way.
That's awesome.
That's good.
Good to know.
Okay.
Love that this week. The Taos Volkswagen. We appreciate it, George. We'll see you at 5 o'clock.
Thanks, George. All right, coming up.